The Filipino boy walks onto the AGT stage, every step a mixture of nervousness and quiet determination. The bright stage lights hit him directly, casting a soft glow around his small figure as the audience murmurs in anticipation. His hands grip the microphone tightly, knuckles slightly white, yet his posture remains straight, projecting a surprising confidence for someone so young. The camera pans across the judges' panel. Simon Cowell leans back with his usual skeptical look, arms crossed, while Heidi, Sophia, and Howie exchange intrigued glances, curious about what the boy will deliver. The energy in the theater is palpable, a tension that feels like it could snap at any moment. The boy's eyes sweep over the audience, noticing faces of encouragement, and a flicker of determination crosses his features. Every detail of the stage, the polished floor, the glowing lights, the subtle reflections, adds to the dramatic setting, emphasizing that this is a moment of opportunity and risk. As the first note trembles on his lips, there is a pause, a heartbeat where the world seems to hold its breath. The audience leans forward in their seats, sensing that something extraordinary is about to happen. Even before his voice fully emerges, there is an unspoken understanding that this is not just another performance, it is a defining moment. The combination of the boy's focus, the judge's curiosity, and the audience's anticipation creates an electric atmosphere, one that sets the perfect stage for a performance that will soon stun everyone in the theater and beyond. As the boy begins to sing, his voice fills the theater with a clarity and power that immediately captures everyone's attention. Each note is precise yet emotive, carrying a depth that seems beyond his years. The audience leans forward instinctively, caught in the magnetic pull of his performance, their faces reflecting awe and admiration. The camera cuts to the judges, Heidi's eyes glisten with emotion, Sophia's jaw drops slightly, and Howie nods subtly, clearly impressed. Simon Cowell, initially skeptical, leans forward, his stern expression softening as he struggles to contain his surprise. The lighting on stage shifts subtly, highlighting the boy while casting the audience and judges in a warm, cinematic glow, emphasizing the intimate yet grand nature of the moment. Every gesture, the slight tilt of the boy's head, the way he closes his eyes to feel the music, the careful control of his breath, adds layers of authenticity and passion to the performance. The song's melody resonates through the hall, and there is a collective, almost palpable connection between the performer and everyone watching. It's not just the technical perfection of his voice that impresses, it's the emotion behind it, the way he seems to tell a story with each word. The energy in the theater shifts from curiosity to admiration, and a wave of excitement runs through the audience. By the time the first verse ends, it's clear that this is not a typical audition. The boy has already made an indelible mark on everyone present. Within seconds of the boy hitting a particularly soaring note, Simon Cowell's usual composed demeanor begins to crack. His eyes widen in disbelief, and he instinctively leans forward, elbows on the judge's table, unable to hide the astonishment spreading across his face. The camera captures a close-up of his reaction, his mouth slightly open, a rare and genuine moment of awe flashing in his eyes. Around him, the other judges are equally captivated. Heidi's hand hovers over her chest as if to steady herself, Sophia's lips part in quiet amazement, and Howie leans slightly forward, nodding subtly in appreciation. The audience, sensing the shift in energy, begins to murmur and whisper, their excitement building as they realize something extraordinary is unfolding. The boy remains fully immersed in his performance, unaware of the magnitude of the reaction he is evoking, focused entirely on delivering every note with precision and emotion. The stage lighting accentuates the drama, casting dynamic shadows that heighten the intensity of the moment. In that instant, it is clear to everyone watching that this is a performance unlike any other, one that transcends typical auditions and touches something deeply human. Simon's inner reaction is almost audible, the disbelief and admiration battle with his professional instinct to remain neutral. The tension builds palpably as viewers, both in the theater and watching live, anticipate the inevitable, a monumental response from Simon Cowell that could change the course of the boy's life in an instant. The moment arrives almost instantaneously. Simon Cowell, still visibly stunned, slams his hand on the golden buzzer. Confetti explodes around him in a cascade of shimmering colors, filling the stage with a festive, almost magical atmosphere. The Filipino boy freezes for a brief second, eyes wide with shock, before a radiant smile spreads across his face, tears welling up as joy and disbelief collide. The audience erupts into deafening applause, some rising to their feet, clapping and cheering in unison, swept up in the emotional intensity of the moment. The judges, equally exhilarated, are caught mid-celebration. Simon leans back, a triumphant grin replacing his usual stoicism, while Heidi and Sophia exchange delighted smiles and Howie pumps a fist in the air. The stage lights blaze brighter, highlighting the boy at the center, surrounded by confetti and the overwhelming energy of the crowd. Every camera angle captures the historic significance, the boy's elation, Simon's rare unfiltered excitement, and the audience's unrestrained admiration. The sound of cheering mingles with the boy's slightly shaky, emotional voice as he thanks Simon, the judges, and the crowd, creating a moment that feels both intimate and monumental. It is a perfect confluence of talent, timing, and raw emotion, a performance so powerful that the golden buzzer is not just a prop, but a symbol of recognition, validation, and the start of a life-changing journey. In those few seconds, the world witnesses the kind of magic that makes live television unforgettable. Backstage, the Filipino boy is enveloped in hugs from his family, their faces streaked with tears of joy and disbelief. The chaotic energy of the stage has faded into a warm, intimate atmosphere, yet the excitement still lingers in the air. Cameras capture close-ups of his mother clinging to him, her voice trembling as she whispers congratulations, and his siblings cheering softly, barely able to contain their pride. The boy's own hands shake slightly, a mix of adrenaline and overwhelming happiness, as he reflects on what just happened moments ago on the AGT stage. Interviews begin, and his words are simple but heartfelt: gratitude for the opportunity, amazement at Simon Cowell's instant recognition, and a sincere hope to make his family and country proud. Meanwhile, Simon is shown backstage reflecting with producers and fellow judges, clearly impressed and emotionally moved by the raw talent he witnessed. Clips of the audience's reactions and social media posts flood in, showing viewers around the world captivated by the boy's performance, many sharing their own emotional responses. The contrast between the intimate, personal celebration backstage and the massive global attention underscores the magnitude of the moment. Every smile, tear, and gesture conveys the life-changing impact of this experience, marking the boy's journey from a nervous contestant to a symbol of inspiration. It's a powerful reminder that talent, courage, and authenticity can resonate far beyond the stage, touching hearts everywhere and leaving an indelible mark on both the judges and the audience.